Donald Trump's second tenure as US president could prove to be the long overdue wake-up call to the African continent. Trump has come back more right-wing and authoritarian than he ever was during his first tenure. Within his first month in office, he has started deporting thousands of undocumented migrants, mostly to countries of South America. In the process, he is causing untold misery to many law-abiding people, and he has broken up families. He has caused jitters in world markets as his import tariffs threaten to start a trade war. Closer to home, his cutting of aid to health programs has led to panic among some that the gains that have been made, especially through US-supported HIV/AIDS-related programs, could be halted or reversed. In this episode, I look at South Africa's response and the pushback from other countries. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Joe Talks Politics. I am your host, Joseph Musia. Let's get right into it. Even in his first term, Donald Trump was very unconventional in his approach to things compared to other American leaders, both Democratic and Republican. Even then, he openly expressed his admiration of dictators and authoritarian leaders like Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, Tayyip Erdogan, and Kim Jong-un. Now that he has total power and has no one to curb him, he has gone into full dear leader mode. South Africa has been in his sights for a number of reasons. Trump has indicated that his actions in this particular case are related to President Ramaphosa's signing of the Expropriation Act.
Things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
I'm in a fix as to how to interpret these remarks. If I thought Trump had looked through the Expropriation Act or was thoroughly briefed on its contents and implications, I would have said he is lying. My suspicion, however, is that his information came from the likes of his new favorite advisor, former South African Elon Musk, and right-wing groups like AfriForum. This makes the most powerful man in the world a victim of one of the worst forms of misinformation and manipulation. President Ramaphosa has pledged to engage the Trump administration over this policy. He has also pointed out that, like the US, South Africa has always had expropriation laws that balance the need for public usage of land and the protection of the rights of property owners. He further points out that the government has not expropriated any land. But these clarifications should not have been necessary if one was dealing with a reasonable person acting in good faith. He has enough research capacity to tell him offhand that his claims are not true. So, good luck to Ramaphosa trying to convince him otherwise. But how did South Africa arrive at a situation where other countries think they can use aid to determine our domestic policies? It has never made sense to me that with the resources at our disposal, we are dependent on foreign aid for life-saving programs such as the one for HIV prevention, care and treatment. I know that the 9 billion rands that the US gives us is not small change. We are by no means a rich country, but surely we should be able to reprioritize. How much could we save if we required, as a requirement, we required our ministers, their deputies, and all civil servants to travel economy class on all domestic and international flights? And yes, do we even need all those ministers and deputy ministers in the first place? Okay, I'm digressing. The point is that we should not be competing with poor countries for handouts. Other countries like Mexico, Canada, and China have pointed out to Trump that they are ready to stand toe-to-toe with him if he wants to go rogue.
I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world.
That is why I find the remarks by Minerals and Petroleum Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe at the opening of the 2025 mining indaba in Cape Town so refreshing.
With this standing threat that, because you passed an exploration act, therefore Trump will withhold funding to South Africa. And I said, let's not mobilize Africa. Let's withhold minerals to US. That is it. If they don't give us money, let's not give them minerals. But the reality, they take our minerals, but say we're withdrawing funding. No, we have minerals in the continent. And therefore we have something that we have. We're not just beggars, but we must just use that endowment for our benefit as a continent. But if, as a continent, we are frightened, we fear everything, we are going to collapse and will collapse with minerals at our doorstep.
His point was that we are not helpless as African countries. We have enough natural resources to look after ourselves if we stop giving them away. His message was also clearly aimed at the likes of Trump, who think Africans are mere recipients of America's largesse. The world is changing in front of our eyes. Yesterday's democracies are today's hotspots for bigotry, populism, and big man politics. Whatever one thinks of Donald Trump, he is the legitimately elected president of the United States. We cannot wish him away. Should he stay in reasonably good health, we have him for the next 4 years. And we cannot demand that he gives us money. It is up to those we elect to ensure that we stand on our own feet and stop stretching our arms out for handouts while spending our state resources on Mercedes-Benzes and BMWs, first-class tickets, 5-star hotels, and fresh flowers in our offices. In fact, Trump could unintentionally be the savior we have been waiting for. It is important, however, that the world, including South Africa, makes it clear to him that he is the leader of the United States. He does not get to dictate to the rest of us what policies and programs we should implement. While the Expropriation Act is the reason he cites today, we know that he will be trying to bully us for a number of other reasons. These include our stance on the genocide in Gaza, our membership of BRICS, our government support of Russia, and many others. We as South Africans can fight among ourselves about these issues. That is what happens in a healthy democracy. But we cannot be told by the United States, no matter how rich and powerful it is, how to conduct our affairs. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to comment, like, and share it. Share it on your WhatsApp status, on your social media, and in your conversations with others. See you in the next one.